Hey everybody, Sandra here. Thank y'all for joining me today. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a couple days since I've made a video, so I just wanted to fill you in on how things are going right now. Today is of my doctor monitored extended water fast. Keep forgetting to look at the camera and not at myself, so let me try this. Okay, so today is day 12 officially, and this is July 17th, 2019. And as of 10 a.m. this morning, and it's right now 11 a.m. So right now I'm at 277 hours into my doctor monitored extended water fast. The only thing that I'm consuming is water. Distilled water, reverse osmosis water. Nothing else, no salt, no lemon juice, no coffee, no herbal teas, no supplements, no bone broth, no absolutely daggum nothing, just water. And so that is the best way to do a water fast. Since I'm a couple days behind, I wanted to fill you in on what happened for the past 3 days. So on the 15th, my weight was 109 even. Yesterday, my weight on the 16th was 108.2. Today, it is 107.2. My blood pressure this morning was 100 over 65, and my pulse, which normally is a 45 because I have bradycardia, my pulse this morning was 56. Okay, so how have I been feeling? Well, my feelings emotionally have gone up and down every day. I feel a little bit differently. And it's like my friend Denise said when we chatted on the phone the other day, that it seems to be cyclical, both physical and emotional. The feelings, my hair looks terrible today. I slept on it, didn't do anything with it yet, seem to be cyclical. And I'm now attributing my sinus problems that I had to something called dry nose, because you would think that here in Puerto Rico that it would be a humid climate, being an island, but actually it's quite dry here. I've noticed that when I hand wash things, they dry very quickly when I drape them over my bunk bed rung. And so I believe that since I'm from Florida and it's very humid there, that I'm just accustomed to humidity. So put me here in a dry climate for more than a week or two, and I start experiencing sinus problems. So dry nose is what I've been having with the accompanying sore throat. Okay, sore throat goes with that. So I'm not sick, I just have dry nose. But the good news is that it has been waning dramatically, and today I barely feel it. I'm not experiencing pain when I swallow as much. It's very, very low grade sore throat today. And also last night, for the first time, we did not leave the two fans on. They're very, very strong fans. One is hanging from the wall and one is on the floor, and we haven't been leaving the floor one on, but we've left the wall one on. And even though it doesn't hit me, you would think it, because it doesn't seem to be able to hit me directly, but it is. And it was going up my nose. And I even tried, putting the sheet over my face, but I can't sleep with a sheet over my face. I can't do that. I can't stay like that. And I never even bothered the suggestion of putting a wet washcloth over my face, because I'm not going to be able to sleep like that either. But my roomies agreed to try last night without the fan on. We do have a wall unit air conditioner, which we turn on at night, and it was good enough. It was just enough coolness in there. We're all just fine, and I slept like a log last night. So I was very, very grateful at that for that. The other thing was that last night I did not attempt to go to bed at 9. I went to bed at like 10:30. So I was truly ready and tired and not trying to go to bed early. And I was able to drift off to sleep naturally. So I was really happy about that. I woke up like bing, and I have felt great all morning. I feel bad for my roomies. They both feel absolutely crappy today. They like I had felt the other day, And, you know, and my heart goes out to them for the stage that they're in right now, which is around like day 6 and, you know, day 7. So they're, you know, experiencing the anguish right now and the suffering of, you know, what I was going through at the beginning, and I just feel really bad for them. So the other thing is I feel rested, like I said, because I slept so well. I am still weak. We're all weak, and don't get me wrong about that. We're very, very weak, and we still are moving like zombies everywhere I go. I walked out here very slowly. And here's one thing that we do every time. When we're lying down, we sit up slowly and we sit there for 30 seconds. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, if I've already told you this. I'm sorry. But we sit there for 30 seconds and get our bearings, and then we stand slowly. Then we stand there for 30 seconds and get our bearings before we start walking very, very slowly. And the reason that we're doing that is that we're checking ourselves for dizziness or nausea. We're trying to see if we're experiencing anything like that. Then we still have an opportunity to sit down or lie back down rather than falling down. So that's the reason that we do that. We all do it every single time. Even me, today, feeling as good as I do, I still do it every single time. I sit up and I sit there for 30 seconds. I stand up and I stand there for 30 seconds. When I walk slowly. So just want to let you know that that is something. If you go into a water fast, do it with doctor monitoring. If you do anything above 96 hours, please, please, please do this with doctor monitoring and blood work, okay, and advice, and know how you're going to come out of this and how you're going to refeed. That's the next thing, important thing too. So 2 days ago, like I said, I felt relatively great because I had rested well that night before. My energy waned as the day went on, though. I discovered that my energy did go down that day. I did still have the nasal and the throat problems, but they were bearable, more bearable than they had been the day before. Yesterday, I felt very tired because I had not rested well. I did cat nap a little bit more yesterday morning in the morning hours, and then I noticed, it's really weird, that as the day went on, I started feeling better. I started getting a little bit more energy yesterday, and I guess I'm going to attribute that to those little cat naps that I took in the morning after I had already gotten up, even though I'd promised myself I would not be napping anymore during the day. But yesterday I just felt like I had to, because I lay there the night before from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. wide awake. I tried everything. I have a hard time keeping earbuds in my ears at night because I toss and turn. So if I just put one in my left ear, well, what's going to happen when I want to roll over on my left side, which I like to do? And then when my shoulder starts bothering me, because this shoulder bothers me, then I roll over to my right side. And so with an earbud, it just doesn't work for me. So today I literally, except for the little bit of weakness, I literally feel like I'm on top of the world today, day 12. I'm weak, but with a certain degree of physical and emotional energy. In fact, I might even say that this is my best day yet. And I feel really good. See, I do a kind of a script thing here, and so I was sitting up there at the table like I could write an essay right now. I could do anything right now. All that stuff I brought with me to read and study. Actually, today I kind of felt like I could do it, you know? What I was hoping I could do, well, today I feel like I could do it. So I don't know if I will do any of it. I may just watch movies the rest of the day. This is my biggest responsibility, is making this video. But when I'm done with this, I might just watch TV. Luis is up there. He does not feel well, and he's just needing a distraction. And so he is trying to watch TV. This entire neighborhood right now is out of internet. So Asa so his Wi-Fi is not working. That means that we can't get Netflix on either of the two TVs. Luis has stuff on his phone. I have stuff on my phone, but we've been enjoying watching movies together. Last night we watched a horrible movie called Stone with Robert De Niro and Edward Norton. I got a call halfway through the movie, and I was grateful for the call because I was not enjoying the movie. and then I came back for the end of the movie. Maybe I just didn't give the movie a chance, but I have no desire to go back and watch the parts that I missed. I was not enjoying the movie. But that was a DVD that we were watching, not from Netflix. But we enjoy watching movies together. It distracts us both. So, me just watching a movie on my phone is one thing, but I like the community spirit of watching with Luis. Okay, so how about food? How am I feeling about food? I'm sitting on a lounge chair here, and I only brought out my water bottle, my phone, my earbuds, and my papers here with a Ziploc bag in case it starts raining again. Can save my paperwork here. It's been raining now off and on here for about an hour or so, so I'm between rain right now, so I'm trying to slouch so that you can see me and me not having to prop up 5 books, so you can see. Do you like my new shirt? I ordered this on Amazon. I ordered 3 of them, this beautiful purple and a pink one, and then a gray one. But I love this purple. I'm into colors. I've been into colors now for a year, and I'll see a color, and I'm like, I want something in that color, and I'll just get on Amazon and start looking. And right now, I want something in mustard. So I've been looking on Amazon for something in mustard. And the other day, Alicia posted a website of somebody a designer that she's currently enamored with, and I was going through and I saw a beautiful mustard blouse on the girl's website. So I'm thinking about that, and so I'm loving colors right now. And purple is my third favorite color right now, over red, and my second is Tiffany blue, and my third is like this. So maybe you don't think this is purple. I don't know. What is this? Is this like the darkest pink in the world? Or is it purple? Don't know. Anyway, moving on. Food. Where am I? Okay. Ever so often, I do get a little rumbly in my tumbly, but it goes away shortly. So, hunger pangs, not a problem. Couldn't care less. And let me just break off here and say that from what I've been reading, what ketones do is that they curb your hunger. Okay? So when you're doing a temporary, doctor-monitored, extended water fast, then the ketones are doing what they're supposed to do. But the key word here is temporary. Okay? A doctor-monitored, extended water fast should never, and it really should not be more than 40 days. That's what most of the, and that's extreme. That's an extreme case. Okay, 40 days. You go home, you get your energy back. Maybe you could go back later and continue the healing process. But most of them, like True North, they don't do more than 40 days. That's temporary. I am 1,000% against the ketogenic diet. I think that is one of the Atkins diet, the ketogenic diet, the paleo diet are, in my opinion, very, very unhealthy, because your body is not meant to remain in a ketogenic state for an indefinite amount of time. Ketones are a temporary solution to like back in the day when people were in a famine situation, then the ketones came in to curb their hunger while they had no food to eat. It wasn't an option. They had no food to eat. But we in our society today have an option to eat, and we need to be eating. We need to be eating, okay? But a water fast, especially if you do an extended doctor-monitored water fast, has its purposes. Anyway, I'll get down off my soapbox about that right now. I'm sorry to offend anybody who may be watching this who is really into keto, but you're making a big mistake. I'm just going to be blunt here. You're making a big mistake, and you need to research the long-term effects. You think that a short-term effect, even a year, is you're getting great results. Well, you need to investigate and research long-term effects of what's going to happen to you on a ketogenic diet, Atkins diet, paleo diet. Okay, I'll shut up about that. Anyway, I've talked to so many friends and family, and in the past 3 days I've talked to even more, and what I find is that I am 100% capable of talking about food with zero issues. It's not bothering me a bit. And everybody, all of y'all that have been calling me, you're like, oh, I promised myself I wasn't going to talk to you about food. And I'm like, no, let's talk about food. I have no problem talking about food. We share ideas. We volley ideas back and forth with each other, things that they can do, things that, recipes I've never heard of. I've gotten some awesome ideas of things I want to try when I get home. So talking about food is no problem. But what I do still avoid is looking at food on Facebook. I'm still scrolling, click like, but I just keep scrolling. So I'm still in that stage where I don't really want to look at food, and I still am tortured by the amazing smells that come out of Joanna's kitchen, and we all are. If we were right now with Nate or with Gracie, or if we were at True North in one of the apartments that's near the kitchen, then not only would we be dealing with the smells, but we would actually be seeing it because it's all like in one big area, and you can even go in there and help cook if you wanted to, but here we don't have to see it. So that's an advantage here, is that all we do is when they open the door, we smell it. Sometimes we smell it through the closed door, but only when it's really strong, but normally we don't smell it. Okay, so moving on from food now is that all of my blood work is exactly where it needs to be from my Monday blood work tests, and the doctors are extremely happy with all of my results from my blood work from Monday, and my potassium is still great. So everything is a green light for me. I'm going strong. Things are happening, and I'm very, very happy with how my results are going right now and how my progress is going. So now off of those things, and now on to some of the nuggets of wisdom and info and emotional nourishment that I have been receiving from conversations with various friends and family in the last few days. Also, some of my personal reflections, and here I'm kind of going to be more organically speaking instead of reading from my script, because on my paper, as I'm chatting with people, I jot down like 3 words of something that I want to talk about here, and so I'm just going to use like those 3 words to kind of go off of on a tangent. And so bear with me if I use a lot of because I do. And so also if I'm pausing a lot, bear with me here. So the first thing, let's see, where was my... I want to be sure and mention that. I have to find it here. Okay, I'll just go through this, and then if I don't find it, I'll get back to it. Okay, so first of all, I have a new appreciation for people in nursing homes. When I've spent my days when I haven't felt well, and I've spent my days mostly lying in that bed in there, I've noticed that lying on my back, the back of my head right here gets just sore from lying on that pillow on my back for so long, and it's very uncomfortable. And that's what a lot of people in nursing homes are doing. They're lying on their back for hours and hours and hours every day, and I just can't even imagine that anguish of doing that. And so my heart just goes out to those who have to lie in the bed, and then if they have the energy to turn over, miserable, even lying on their left side, their right side for a little while, then back to their back again. My heart goes out to them. Also, when we went to, I don't think I did a video on Monday. Isn't today? Yeah, today's Wednesday. I lose track of the days like we do on vacation in the summer. Sometimes we lose track of our days. But Monday was such a treat for us. We all were excited to leave the house and go out. So imagine how an elderly person feels in a nursing home, or anybody, even a younger person who's disabled in a nursing home, when they're given an opportunity to leave the nursing home, to go with their family for the day, to spend the night with their family. It is a humongous treat. So if you know anybody, love anybody who's in a nursing home, please consider making arrangements to take them somewhere. Let them walk, push them around Walmart for a couple hours and let them shop, and make an effort to get them out if you're given permission, if they can leave for a few hours, and let them get the heck out of that nursing home for a little while and go on a little field trip. Literally, all we did was go to the lab and come back, and we were thrilled. And I've only been here for 2 weeks, so not even 2 weeks, and I was thrilled about that. So imagine what it's like for somebody in a nursing home. Okay, so next I want to talk about something that one of my friends, that when we spoke on the phone, brought up, that just really struck a chord with me, and it's about food addiction. I tried to write my feelings out, and this is a combination of my thoughts and her thoughts that we were talking about. So first of all, food addiction is not yet a recognized problem worldwide. If I were an alcoholic, let's say I had tried to sober up, and I was, say, 3 weeks into being sober, or a month or 2 months or whatever into being sober. Uh-oh, rain's starting back up. We'll see if I can continue this. Then nobody in their right mind would dream of trying to entice me with just one beer, for old time's sake. People, you don't do that. You don't do that to an alcoholic who's trying to sober up. If they're making an effort, you respect them, and you try to help them, and you, not even as a joke, do you try to entice them to go back to having a beer. But people will always roll their eyes when they see me bring my own food to a function, or try to special order something, or if I say, like, well, since there's literally nothing here I can eat, I'm going to go without for a meal. So if they see me going without, they roll their eyes. They have no sympathy for what we are trying to do here as nutritarians, or whatever you are, whole food, plant-based. And what's worse, they actually feel sorry for us that we can't eat what they're eating. I've had people apologize to me on more than one occasion for eating in front of me. One person might be eating leftovers from Beef O'Brady's, and the next person will be eating leftovers from their night at Pizza Hut the night before. The next might be eating leftovers from home. One might be have brought some peanut butter pie. One went to a seafood place the night before, and they're all eating their leftovers, and they're like, "Oh, Sandra, we're sorry we're eating in front of you." And what I say out of my mouth is, no. Don't worry about it. Really, seriously, what you're eating means nothing to me anymore. In fact, it just looks like you're eating plastic that looks like what you're eating. And I have zero reaction to it. Okay, that's when I stop talking. But my next thought is, in reality, I feel sorry for you that you're still on the trajectory of eating that, because I see what your future is going to hold with the high blood pressure and cardiac problems. And so, I don't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. Okay, and here's another one where I just have 4 words here on the paper, and I'm just going to wing it. So when when I think about foods I used to eat, for example, my favorite pizza was Pizza Hut Pan Supreme. My favorite food that I cooked my own, which was my signature dish, was deep dish lasagna with ricotta and extra sauce. I loved my grandmother's chocolate no-bake peanut butter cookies. And there were other, which had like a whole stick of butter in it and lots of sugar. And I could go on, with things. I used to love the McDonald's, the biscuit with bacon in it, the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, I think it was called. And also those, what are those things called? The McGriddles, and especially their hash brown. And so if we think about those things, I loved those things. But my question to you is, did they love me back? Okay, I loved them. Did they love me? And the answer is no, they did not love me. They hate me. They hated me. That Pizza Hut Pan Supreme hated me. All it wanted to do was disable and eventually kill me. My lasagna, with all the stuff I put in it, all the oil and all of that sweet mild Italian sausage, and all of that dairy, the ricotta cheese, and also the hamburger meat, the crumbled hamburger meat, it wanted to kill me. It did not love me. It wanted to kill me, but I loved it. Now let's equate that to a real human relationship. Is there anybody in your life that you love very much that hates you? Is there anybody that hates you, really hates you? If there is anybody in your life that hates you but you love them, that is a very, very unhealthy relationship. So my suggestion is to release those relationships. Get rid of them. So my goal now is to love foods that love me back. And when I make my frozen fruit sorbet, everything that's in it loves me. The little half ounce of nuts when I make my half a cup or cup of nut milk fresh from half an ounce of mixed nuts or just walnuts or just cashews or just hemp hearts or whatever I put in it. And then my frozen bananas and my frozen organic sliced strawberries and my blueberries and the mango and the pineapple and, you know, whatever fruit, and my dark sweet cherries. Whatever fruit I put in it, they love me. They want to heal me. They want to help me. And that is the key, is to start thinking about loving foods that will love you back. Okay? And ditch the foods that hate you. Standard American diet food hates you. So ditch it. Kick it to the curb. Get rid of it for good, 100%. After 6 weeks, you won't even worry about it anymore. Dr. Furman said that. I didn't believe him at first, but I decided to trust that crazy man, and that crazy man was right. And it worked. And he's not crazy. So think about that. Okay? All right. Next, I want to talk about one more thing about fasting when you're in an extended water fast that you can expect. And so my question to you is, what is the difference between a tablet and a laptop or a desktop? What's the difference? Okay, so think of it this way. Would you ever consider writing your doctoral thesis, doing all the research, and writing your doctoral thesis, preparing it on nothing but a tablet? A tablet with a virtual keyboard. Would you consider doing that? And the answer is heck to the no. You would never try to do all your research and keep all of your little notes and prepare your draft and put in your footnotes on just a tablet with a virtual keyboard. You wouldn't do that. That would be way too tedious. But you would definitely do it on a laptop or a desktop. So that's the difference, is that a tablet is what you call a consumption device. It is something that you scroll casually through Facebook with, you watch videos, you go to Pinterest, you do YouTube, you stream TV shows, etc. with your tablet. But that's about it. You look up, every now and then you'll, look up a little tidbit of trivia or whatever. But, you take pictures sometimes, with people walk around taking pictures with their tablets. But you would never, but that's all consumption. And consumption is stuff only going in, okay? But your laptop/desktop is production. That's stuff going out, okay? So you can type, you can research, you can keep notes in documents, Word documents, things like that, with your laptop or your desktop. When you're water fasting, I brought, and I know my friend Wanda said the same thing, she went prepared for her fast, her first fast, with tons of books on her Kindle, ready to just read. And I did the same thing. I bought so many books on Puerto Rico, and I made sure that I had uploaded all of some books I already had, in my Kindle library. I put them on my phone. I put some stuff on my tablet, thinking that I was just going to study and learn. And I brought lots of paper with me, notebook paper, to take good notes. And I was just going to use my time productively while I'm here. You know, I'm here for 25 days. I'm going to be productive. Not happening. Not happening. I'm a consumption device. So be prepared when you do a water fast, a doctor-monitored extended water fast, to be a consumption device and not a production device. If you end up having a few good days when you get enough energy and you feel ready for that, then maybe that will happen to you some, but don't expect it for much time that you're extended water fasting. It's just not really going to happen. Okay, next I want to talk about beloved American myths. Okay, so we have here in the United States, which is, believe it or not, when people come here from other countries, they're quite alarmed and quite frankly disgusted at the way Americans approach food. Our very, very unhealthy relationship overall with food. They don't get it, and many of them even refuse. If they're just here visiting, they refuse to participate and partake in our unhealthy relationship with food. And our relationship is based on years of being fed propaganda from our American media. It has become the norm for us to base our get-togethers around unhealthy food. Rather than the fellowship. The food is the number one thing that we think about. And I've noticed that women my age or older, and this even started when I hit like 150. I'm 5'2", and I started at 252 pounds, and everything was going great. But when I hit 150, people started saying to me, Sandra, now you need to stop now. Okay, you've gone far enough. You're skinny enough. And they felt like I needed to stop starting at 150, and it has not slowed down. People are still telling me that. Never a man, but women tell me that I need to stop. And I've been hearing that for quite a while now. And at first, I was like, oh, well, thank you for noticing that I'm losing weight. And it was very endearing. But then it became annoying for people to keep telling me that I needed to stop. They think I've gone too far, and they think that that I'm becoming unhealthy, when in reality I'm the healthy one. And I float around my room now. I have energy. As long as I get 6 or 7 hours of sleep, I have energy to last all day long. I rarely have to rest in the day, and I sleep pretty well at home at night. So I, am sometimes confused, and I get a little aggravated when people say that to me, because they're looking at me through a different lens. They're looking at me through the lens of the American myth. If they look around them, and what they see is obesity, and obesity has become the new norm. And so they feel that overweight and obesity is proper, is the norm. And anybody who is a healthy slim weight, like they are in the blue zones, seems like maybe anorexic to them, which I've never had a problem with anorexia or bulimia. That's not an issue for me. I just have a food addiction, but I always, I eat it and I keep it, and I gain weight. That's what I do. So I remember 3 or 4 years ago, I was talking with some of my students, and so I said that my goal weight eventually would be 104, and that I'm 5'2". At a female of 5'2", my goal weight was 104. And this girl, who was absolutely perfect, nobody would ever look at this student and say, you need to put on weight. She was, everything. She was the perfect weight, and she was exactly my height, 5'2". And she said, I'm 104. I said, yes, and you look perfect. You're exactly right. What is the difference between an older woman like me at 57 being 104 and a teenage girl, very healthy teenage girl, being 104? Okay, the difference is that people's perception is that as you age, you're supposed to put on weight. Okay, and that is not true. Look at the blue zones. That is not true. There is no reason for me to be overweight, and that's exactly what it is. So I'm just, excuse me, I can't get to my water since it's holding up my phone. I am not going to pay attention to the advice that is based on ignorance and absolutely no concern for any research, old or new, on what a real healthy weight will be based on American mythology and American propaganda of every other commercial is either a fast food or a chain restaurant or a packaged food or big pharma. I have no interest in paying attention to any of that, and so I'm going to do what I know is right for me, for my future and my health. All right, so with my excess skin, I expect and I hope to remain between 107 and 110 when this is done. That will be the healthiest, and by the way, I feel like I have maybe 5 or 6 pounds of excess skin on me. And so that if I stayed between 107 and 110, that would put me at just above Dr. Fuhrman's, the Fuhrman ideal, which is what we call it, which should be 104. But with this excess skin, I'm trying to be realistic, so, you know, up to like 110.